Hello, everyone, and welcome into another summer of PGCBL baseball here at Colburn Park as the Newark Pilots host the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. I'm Kyle French, and I will be your pilot for the summer, your captain, so to speak. I'm in the broadcast booth as the Pilots, coming off a season where they went 15-30, will face the 21-24 from last season Jamestown Tarp Skunks, as the Pilots actually ended the Tarp Skunks season last year. Believe it or not, the Tarp Skunks were in prime position to make the playoffs out of the Western Division last year, but the Pilots played spoiler late in the season on a walk-off hit from former Pilot Kobe Menser, hit a walk-off single to right field to seal the Pilots' victory and end the Tarp Skunks season last year. As starting lineups being read underway here, I'm going to put the graphic up for the starting lineups. As here's the starting lineups for the Pilots. Frankie DiMartino returning to the Pilots from Hofstra University now, Division I program from the Colonial Athletic Association, number 25 in center field. Shortstop, University of Virginia commit, number 23, Tristan Head. First baseman from Emerson College, number 24, Chris Ferrara. The right fielder, number 34, Mitchell Kelly. St. Bonaventure's own, number 18, the designated hitter, Jack Polowitz. Frankie DiMartino's brother, batting in the sixth hole, the extra hitter, number 10 from Farmingdale State, Justin DiMartino. Second baseman from Emerson College, number 12, Briggs Loveland. And the catcher from East Central, number 9, Gage Boatman. Harris McReynolds coming to the Pilots this year, third baseman, number 14. Paulie Goodness, the left fielder, local kid from Palmyra, New York, is going to be on the team as well. And Chris Lowe getting the start, returning to the Pilots for his second season as the national anthem about to be underway here. We're going to take a quick pause here on the NewarkPilots.tv and the Finger Lakes One radio network. We'll be right back. As we are back here on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Newark Pilots YouTube channel, NewarkPilots.tv. Chris Lowe on the bump for the Newark Pilots, back again for his second season. The ace, the number one, Love that man, Chris Lowe. Always a pleasure when he's here as a member of the Newark Pilots. No moms listening at home. Always a pleasure. Him and Angelo Deere both back, bringing two more Emerson College friends along for the ride. Briggs Loveland and Chris Ferrara will be joining the Pilots this season, as Lowe almost finishing up his warm-ups. The throwdown from his buddy Gage Boatman, back for another season from East Central University, as the Tarp Skunks are coming up to bat now, as it'll be Matthew Best, the left fielder, number 6, leading things off for the Tarp Skunks to start off the 2023 summer campaign. Best, will step into the batter's box for Jamestown. Chris Lowe from Emerson College. And Matthew Best from UMBC. Yes, the same UMBC that beat the University of Virginia, the first ever 16-1 NCAA March Madness team to upset them. The second one was this year, and that was when Purdue fell to Farley Dickinson. First pitch was in there for a strike. Second pitch, low. Counts now 1-1. As Best will step back in. 5'11", 180 pounds. Junior there at UMBC. 1-1 pitch from Lowe. That one swung on and missed. Big cut there from Best. Counts now 1-2. Lowe looking sharp early here for the Pilots. 1 ball, 2 strike. The 1-2 pitch from Lowe. That one low and away. Good stop there from Boatman. Count moves to 2-2. As Lowe was an all-star snub by all means last year. There was no reason Lowe should not have been an all-star as a member of the Pilots. It's no secret. As Chris Lowe last season, that one misses. Counts now full at 3-2 for Lowe last season. Had a 3.49 ERA in 10 games for the Pilots. 5 games started, 1 save, 49 innings pitched and 32 strikeouts. That one swung on and hit. And that one's going to get out into left field for a leadoff single for Matthew Best. As that'll now bring up Grady Mee, number 38 for the Tarp Skunks. No outs, runner on first base. As a starter last year, Chris Lowe, 6-0 for the Pilots, no losses. And we mentioned that ERA of 3.49. That one swung on and roped into left field. Paulie Goodness underneath it makes the catch for the first out. So rule that one F7. Caught by the local kid from Palmyra, New York. Paulie Goodness out there in left field by way of Finger Lakes Community College. And if you're listening, tuning in, and we've seen the name Palmac recently, yes, Palmac was the team that won the sectional title off a drop third strike. They were down 4-5 to Hornell in the Class B1 sectional final, and they never tagged the runner, which was the confusion with that, as that pitch misses, counts at 1-0. They never tagged the runner out. They scored 2 runs, and as Hornell was celebrating, they thought it was over, and this was actually posted on Fox News, the DNC. It even made it all the way to SportsCenter. So Palmac and Ian Goodness, Paulie's brother, was on that team. He will be making his Pilots debut later on in the season after he graduates from high school. So still actually playing. They just defeated Penn Yan, and they're heading to the Far West Regionals. As the 1-0 pitch misses wide, counts at 2-0 to Braden Johnson. Braden Johnson from Hallsville, Texas, 5'10", 185, from Western Kentucky University. Steps back into the batter's box. 2-0 pitch. That one misses low. As Chris Lowe, falling behind in the count, counts at 3-0 now. The 3-0 pitch misses wide. Ball 4. And that'll put runners on first and second now. And that'll bring up the cleanup hole hitter, Jake Kernoodle, the third baseman, number 15 for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. And Kernoodle is significantly taller than Gage Boatman there behind the plate. Kernoodle, 6'4", 205 freshman from Princeton University out of the Ivy League. And they were another team that made some splashes during the NCAA March Madness this year, defeating Arizona in the opening round. Pitch called a strike. Runner heads towards third. That's going to be a stolen base for Matthew Best. They will hold the runner at first, however, as counts at 0-1. Pitch was a called strike. So 0-1 to Jake Kernoodle. Runners on the corners for the Tarp Skunks. We'll see if Johnson is moving over there at first. The pitch from low. That one swung on and hit to the third baseman, who fields, and his only play is going to be at first. So rule that one 5-3 RBI. The Tarp Skunks are going to take a 1-0 lead here. That'll bring up Mac Thompson, the extra hitter. So the Tarp Skunks now lead 1-0. Thompson will step in. Batting from the right side of the batter's box. Early lead for Jamestown. That one in there for a strike. No balls, 1 strike the count. To Thompson. That one in there for a strike as well. Counts at 0-2 now. No balls, 2 strikes. Windy day here at Colburn Park, but the weather beautiful whatsoever. Certainly we've seen the weather get pretty bad here. Cannot complain. As that one's going to be hit foul. We'll do it again at 0-2. Chris Lowe slowly settling in on the mound for the Pilots. No balls, 2 strikes. As the Pilots head coach Daniel Steve, back for his second season as he took over as the interim head coach last season. In the middle of the season, Coach Greisman had to go back to East Central University, as that one's going to be hit into the Pilots bullpen foul. So we'll do the 0-2 account yet again. Another interesting nugget for the Pilots is they actually swept the season series against Jamestown 4-0. So another reason why the Tarp Skunks just didn't make it into the playoffs last year was solely your Newark Pilots. Playing spoiler late in the season, they won the first 2 games in June and won the last 2 games in July. As that one swung on and popped up, this one in the infield, first baseman underneath it, as that was Chris Farr made the catch. 3 outs, and we're going to head to the bottom of the second here on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Newark Pilots YouTube channel, NewarkPilots.tv. We'll be right back. And we are back here on the Newark Pilots YouTube channel, NewarkPilots.tv and Finger Lakes One Radio. It'll be Frankie DiMartino coming to the plate for the Pilots. And if you know Frankie DiMartino's name and you think it sounds familiar, that's because it is. He is from the 2021 Pilots team, and he attends Hofstra University out of the Colonial Athletic Association. He'll step in from the right side of the batter's box. Actually, it was a pleasure getting to know Frankie and the rest of his family during the 2021 season, as they own a pizza shop called Popper Dilly's down in Long Island. If you're down there near the Bethpage area, you should definitely check it out. I give it a 10 out of 10 stars, as that one fouled off by DiMartino, counts at 0-1. DiMartino going to step back in, and I'm telling you, this kid is faster than blazes, dude. He is fast. That one in there at the knees for strike 2, counts at 0-2 now. Frankie led the Pilots with 12 extra base hits during the 2021 season. As that one in there at the knees, strikeout looking for DiMartino. As that'll now bring up Tristan Head, University of Virginia commit. After the strikeout from DiMartino looking at the knees, Head will step in. Switch hitter out of Jupiter, Florida, as he steps in. So DiMartino strikes out looking. That'll bring up Tristan Head. That one swung on and hit foul down the line. And we'll do it again. Count at 0-1. And that's Ryan Rafalski on the mound for the Tarp Skunks. Rafalski from Warren, Pennsylvania, and attends Mercyhurst University. That one gets to the backstop. Counts now 1-1. To Tristan Head, utility player. He's at shortstop today for the Pilots. He will step back in. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Rafalski to Head. That one swung on a hit to the shortstop. Shortstop to shortstop will throw over to first. So rule 6-3, ground out for Tristan Head. The Pilots' first 2 batters get out. That'll bring up Chris Ferrara. As Ferrara from Emerson College, one of 4 Emerson College players this year. Believe it or not, we had 3 Emerson College players last year. Put an asterisk next to Angelo Deere, as he was a local New Jersey community college, but he ended up attending Emerson after he made some great friends right here in good old Newark, New York. Now we have 4. Briggs Loveland, Chris Ferrara, Angelo Deere, and Chris Lowe. 3 of the 4 Emerson players in the starting lineup today for the Pilots. First pitch missed for a ball, counts at 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. The pitch from Rafalski, that one low again. So the count's at 2-0 to Chris Ferrara, who's playing first base for the Pilots tonight. Caught the pop-up to end the first inning for the Tarp Skunks as Ferrara steps back in. Rafalski. So a little righty-on-righty matchup from the windup. Rafalski, the pitch. That one in there at the knees. Good take there from Ferrara. Counts now 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here, as the Pilots looking to get their first base runner of the ball game. The 2-1 pitch, that one swung on and hit to the third baseman on the line. He fields it, throws on to first, 5-3. So the Pilots go down 1-2-3 in the top of the first. We're heading to the top of the second, as Chris Lowe coming back out to the mound. It'll be Cooper Monroe when we come back here on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Newark Pilots YouTube channel. are back here on FingerLakes1Radio.com and the Newark Pilots YouTube channel, NewarkPilots.tv. I'm Kyle French, back for another summer of baseball here at Colburn Park. And just like Chris Lowe, Angelo Deere, and Gage Boltman, I can't get enough of this place. As the Tarp Skunks are coming back up to bat, I'm joined in the broadcast booth by Jeff Hayes and Cody Kuhn. Back here with the Pilots again, our great staff here in the press box. We couldn't do it without them at Colburn Park. First pitch swung on and fouled off. Counts now 0-1 to Cooper Monroe, first baseman for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks, number 27. As he'll step back in. He's from Tustin, California, and Drury University. 6'6", 215. Junior. As that one in there for a strike as well. So quickly, Lowe ahead, counts at 0-2. The 0-2 pitch from Chris Lowe. Off speed in the dirt. Trying to get him to chase. Still a good pitch there from Lowe. Counts now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch swung on and missed and made him throw up a sword there. Chris Lowe, 1 gone here. Strikeout swinging, as that'll now bring up Tommy Googans, the shortstop, number 11 for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. Googans is going to step in. He's out of Liberty Township, Ohio, and Princeton University as well. So another Princeton product for the Tarp Skunks. That one swung on and hit to third base. The third baseman fields it, throws over to first. Harris McReynolds over there. Ferrara does the stretch and gets the out. Chris Lowe is fired up, pointing at his college teammate. The Emerson connection in effect there for the Pilots. So 5-3 McReynolds over to Ferrara, and 2 gone quickly for the Tarp Skunks. That'll now bring up Drew Garth, the right fielder, number 23 for the Tarp Skunks. Garth from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Seton Hill University, sophomore. We've had plenty of guys for the Pilots come out of Seton Hill. That one swung on and hit 2. Head it short, head over to Ferrara. 1, 2, 3, go the Tarp Skunks. And that one was less than 10 pitches. Chris Lowe fired up for the Pilots. We'll be right back for the bottom of the second as the Pilots looking to get back in this ballgame. Only down 1-0, but it'll be Mitchell Kelly from SUNY Cortland leading things off. We'll be right back here on NewarkPilots.tv and FingerLakes1Radio.com. Back here on Finger Lakes One Radio on the Newark Pilots YouTube channel. The Mitchell Kelly, local kid from Webster, New York, played at Webster Thomas and now attends SUNY Cortland, part of their baseball program. It'll be Mitchell Kelly, number 34 for the Pilots. As Kelly, going to be another righty-on-righty matchup. As Kelly will step in with the long flow going. Kelly, 6'4", 235 sophomore, as I mentioned, from SUNY Cortland. As that one in there for a strike to Kelly. Rafalski back out there for his second inning of work. Counts at 0-1 to Mitchell Kelly. Sport management major there at SUNY Cortland is Kelly. held off, but that one in there for a strike regardless. Counts at 0-2. So Kelly falling behind in the count early here. That one in the dirt. Counts now 1-2. As Kelly will step back in. Pilots looking for their first base runner of the game. They went down 1-2-3 in the top of the first. Jack Polowitz in the on-deck circle. St. Bonaventure. That one misses high. Counts now 2-2. St. Bonaventure University, Division 1 in the A10, the Atlantic 10 division. The Bonnies, former Newark pilot Kevin Higgins from the 2021 season. He's playing out in Northern Colorado, semi-pro ball. That one in there, strike 3. So 3 looking strikes for Mitchell Kelly, and he'll head back to the batter's box. As that'll now bring up Jack Polowitz for the Pilots. St. Bonaventure University. As he'll step in with the Florida Georgia Line Cruise as his walk-up song. Rafalski has retired 4 straight for the Tarp Skunks. First pitch in there at the knees, strike 1. As Rafalski dealing so far. Polowitz, the designated hitter tonight for the Pilots. As he will step back in. The 0-1 pitch swung on and missed, 0-2. And I'd say that Rafalski's probably throwing upper 80s, maybe low 90s, but that's breezing right by. Looking like the Pilots are having trouble catching up with his speed. Another fastball. That one misses high. That's a great stop there from the catcher. Henry Wan. Counts now 1-2. The 1-2 pitch from Rafalski from the windup. That one misses in the dirt. Counts now 2-2. Sun kind of disappearing behind the clouds briefly here at Colburn Park. Imagine they'll be flipping the lights on relatively soon. Still a nice little breeze out there in center, as you can see the American flag. Giant American flag we have waving back and forth. That one swung on and hit foul into the parking lot. Watch your cars here at Colburn Park. Count still 2-2 to Jack Polowitz. St. Bonaventure University. 6-foot sophomore from Mars, PA. We'll step back in. 2-2 pitch. That one misses low. Curveball. Great movement on that. I'm actually very surprised Polowitz was able to hold off on that, because that one looked like a strike for about 8/10 of the way and then just dipped right out of the strike zone. Good stop there from Henry Wan, the catcher. Full count, the 3-2 pitch to Polowitz. That one in there at the knees, strike 3. Another strikeout for Rafalski. That's his 3rd strikeout. As it's going to be Justin DiMartino, brother of Frankie DiMartino, stepping up to the plate from Farmingdale State University. From Bethpage, New York, there in Long Island, he'll step in to face Rafalski, looking to be the Pilots' first base runner of the game. That one swung on and fouled off. First pitch swinging there from Justin DiMartino. Count is at 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. The pitch, that one misses in the dirt. Counts now 1-1. The Pilots will be on the road tomorrow to face the Geneva Red Wings at McDonough Field. 5:05 start time due to it being a Sunday game. If you want to make the trip, McDonough Field, just like Colburn Park, a very historic field. Count is now at 1-2 to DiMartino. Took that one for a strike. Rafalski with 3 strikeouts thus far. And 1.2 innings of work. The 1-2 pitch. That one misses wide. Counts now 2-2. Briggs Loveland awaiting in the on-deck circle for the Pilots. One of 4 Emerson College Lions, as we mentioned. The 2-2 pitch swung on and fouled off from DiMartino. So DiMartino staying alive here. Counts still at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. DiMartino was going to step back in. No pitch clock here in the summer PGCBL season. But as you can tell, these guys are just so used to that speed now because this being the first year in implementation of the pitch clock, that's just the style they play with now. That one fouled off and is going to hit DiMartino in his back off the ground. Seems to be okay. He'll step back out of the batter's box and step back in. But yeah, no pitch clock here in the PGCBL yet that we know of. That would be very hard to implement. But nonetheless, they play with it in college and they play with it in the pros now. That one's going to come in and hit DiMartino. Looked like it was on the forearm there. He's going to jog down to first as the Pilots' first base runner. That'll bring up Briggs Loveland from Emerson College. Pilots faithful cheered on there. As Briggs is going to step in. Left side of the batter's box, so lefty-righty matchup. Favorable matchup here for Briggs. Bats left, throws right. That one's going to be swung on, and that one's going to be golfed up the center. Second baseman fields it, and underhand, that one's going to be an error. That one is going to be an E6 for Jamestown as the shortstop. Couldn't field it. First and second now for the Pilots. And that will bring up a very familiar face for the Pilots. It'll be Gage Boatman. Second-year catcher out of East Central University is going to step in for the Pilots. So the Pilots, trouble a brewing here for Rafalski. Trouble a brewing as Gage Boatman is going to step in. That was Tommy Googans with the error there at second base. That one fouled off. Counts at 0-1 now to Gage Boatman. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Pilots with runners on first and second, though, so a trouble of brewing here in the bottom of the second for Rafalski after retiring the first 5 batters of the game. Runners are going. That one in there for a strike. No throw at all, so runners take second and third. No balls, 2 strikes. Boatman's going to step back in. That one misses high. Counts at 1-2 now. Pilots threatening, though. As Boatman will step back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rafalski. The pitch to Boatman. That one misses low. Counts at 2-2 now. Harris McReynolds in the on-deck circle for the Pilots from Northeast Mississippi Community College in Starkville, Mississippi. As he will step back in. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. The pitch from Rafalski, that one misses inside. Full count now. And it would walk the bases loaded if Boatman was able to find his way to first base. We will have a special guest interview here in the 7th inning. It'll be Angelo Deere, familiar face for the Pilots. He'll be joining me in the press box up here at Colburn Park in the 7th inning. So make sure you tune into that. That one swung on and hit up the middle. Second baseman's going to field it and flip over to first. So the Tarp Skunks get out of trouble, but the Pilots threaten early, heading to the top of the 3rd inning. Tarp Skunks 1, Pilots nothing. We'll be right back on Finger Lakes 1 Radio on the Newark Pilots YouTube channel. As we are back here at Colburn Park, it's Matthew Best, number 6, leading off. That one swung on and fouled. Out of play. Counts it 0-1. Chris Lowe back out for his 3rd inning of work for the Pilots. As Matthew Best, 1 for 1 on the night, singled in the 1st inning to lead off the game. That one popped up behind the plate, and it's going to get out of play. Boatman watches that one hit the stands here at Colburn Park. So Lowe quickly ahead again, 2-0. So Chris Lowe picking up right where he left off last season for the Pilots. Absolutely dealing. Got into a little bit of trouble there in the 1st inning, but was able to bounce back quickly. As counts at 0-2 now. That one hit out there in the left field. As that one's going to be put away. Paulie Goodness out there makes the grab.
Nice catch by the center fielder. Bringing up the second baseman, number 11, Tommy Guggens.
As that'll now bring up Evan Fregella, the designated hitter. Evan Fregella up at the plate, the designated hitter. That one swung on and hit up the middle. Great grab there from Briggs Loveland on a line. What a play. Leaping grab. He may be small, but he got up for that one, folks. Made the play. Ruled that one an L4. And we're back to the top of the order. Now it'll be the left fielder, number 6, Matthew Best. Matthew Best up at the plate. As Matthew Best up at the plate. That one in there for a strike. What a play there from Briggs Loveland at second base. Excuse me. Yeah, Briggs Loveland from Emerson College. What a play by him there at second base. Got up. First pitch in there for a strike. Second one in there for a strike as well. And as Lowe looking to have another sub-10 pitch inning for the Pilots. Making quick work of these Tarp Skunks here in the last 2 innings. The 3rd pitch, that one. They're going to say he went. He got him to go around. So Chris Lowe gets the strikeout. 1, 2, 3 go the Tarp Skunks, and we're already heading to the bottom of the 3rd inning. I'm Kyle French. We'll be right back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Newark Pilots YouTube channel. back here on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Newark Pilots YouTube channel. It'll be Harris McReynolds up at the plate for the Pilots. Number 14, first pitch misses wide there for a ball. Counts at 1-0. As we mentioned, Harris McReynolds from the home of Faith Hill, Starkville, Mississippi. That one swung on and hit foul down the third base line. Counts now 1-1. Here in the bottom of the third inning, the Tarp Skunks lead the Pilots 1-0. As McReynolds will step back in from the left side of the batter's box. Rafalski out there for his third inning of work for the Tarp Skunks. 1-1 pitch misses high and away. Counts now at 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. No outs here in the bottom of the third. McReynolds will step back in from Northeast Mississippi Community College. From the windup, the 2-1 pitch from Rafalski. That one hit up towards the second baseman who bobbles it. And that's going to be an E4 for Harris McReynolds, but he makes it to first base. As that'll bring up Paulie Goodness for the Pilots from Palmyra, New York, as he will step in. Local kid, Finger Lakes Community College. Bats from the right side of the batter's box. McReynolds over there on first for the Pilots. Pickoff attempt from Rafalski will send McReynolds back to first and safely. Goodness has some speed, though, there on the 10 hole. And we'll be back with Frankie DiMartino in the batter's box at the top of the lineup. That one swung on and missed by Goodness. Counts now at 0-1. Goodness out in left field for the Pilots tonight. Actually played against my brother in basketball throughout elementary school up to middle school and high school. That one swung on and ripped up the middle. That's going to be the Pilots' first hit. Paulie Goodness with a no-out single, and that has runners on first and second for the Pilots. As that will bring up a familiar face back to the top of the order. It's Frankie DiMartino for the Pilots. As that'll bring up Frankie DiMartino, number 25 for the Pilots. From Hofstra University, the Colonial Athletic Association. He'll step in with a chance to tie the game here. Runners at first and second. First pitch, that one misses away. Counts at 1-0. First real trouble for Rafalski. I know we had runners on second and third towards the end of the inning, but that was 2 outs. Now we got runners on first and second, no outs here. So we'll see how Rafalski can handle the pressure. 1 ball, no strike. The pitch from the stretch. That one swung on and hit. That one hit to the second baseman who throws to the shortstop. It's going to be a double play. 4-6-3. DiMartino grounds out into a double play.
So from Jupiter, Florida, it's the shortstop. Put your hands together for number 23, Tristan Head.
As that'll be Tristan Head coming up to the plate. University of Virginia commit. As Head's going to step in from the left side of the batter's box. Runner on third base, as that's Harris McReynolds over there for the Pilots. 2 outs. First pitch misses away. Counts at 0-1. Or excuse me, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. Number 23 for the Pilots out of Jupiter, Florida. Steps in left side of the batter's box. DiMartino got a hold of that last ball, but just right at the Jamestown Tarp Skunk defender there at second base was Matt Thompson. That one missed high and away. Counts at 2-0 now to Tristan Head, University of Virginia. Head awaits the pitch from Rafalski. Rafalski from the stretch. That one swung on and hit out into right field. That one's going to get down. So the Pilots got their first run of the season, and the right fielder's going to misplay that one. Head is going to get into second base. So it's going to be an RBI single and advance to second on an E9. And that'll bring up Chris Ferrara. So the University of Virginia commit Tristan Head delivers, and we've got a tie ball game here at Colburn Park. As that'll bring up Chris Ferrara with the Mario Kart theme music. Love the pick when he told me that was going to be his walk-up song. I grinned from ear to ear. That one's going to hit him right in the head, and he's going to head to first base. So hit by pitch, and the Pilots have got something brewing here.
So with 2 on, from Webster, New York, our right fielder, number 34, Mitchell Kelly.
As that one's going to bring up SUNY Cortland's own Mitchell Kelly. As Mitchell Kelly from Webster, New York as well, so local kid. First pitch, that one swung on and fouled off. Runners on first and second for the Pilots. We've got a tie game here now. To Mitchell Kelly, 0 for 1, struck out looking back in the second inning. Again, the Pilots will be on the road tomorrow to face the Geneva Red Wings. That one swung on and hit to the shortstop, who throws over to first for the out. So 6-3, but not before the Pilots knot things at 1 here, heading to the top of the fourth inning. We're tied at 1 on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Newark Pilots YouTube channel. As we're back here at Colburn Park, top of the fourth inning, as it's Grady Mee, number 38, the shortstop, is batting on the left side of the batter's box for the Tarp Skunks. Chris Lowe back out there for his fourth inning of work. That one in there for a strike. So counts at 0-1 now to number 38. Grady Mee flew out to left field. Paulie Goodness out there in the first inning. That one misses low in the dirt. Counts at 1-1. As Grady Mee is going to step back in. The pitch swung on and missed. Big cut there from Mee. Counts now 1-2. Chris Lowe flipped a switch ever since giving up that run in the first. He's been electric since. He's been almost untouchable here. Product of Emerson College there in downtown Boston. As that one misses low. Counts at 2-2 now. Or it's more Boston, as Chris Lowe likes to say. From Chatham, New Jersey. Always a pleasure with these guys this summer. It's always nice getting to know each of these guys on a personal level. And it's actually kind of crazy how it works out because, like, they're all from different states, different aspects of life. So, like, you kind of just blend all these cultures, all these, like, different slang, all that into one. As that one swung on and hit out into right center field. That one's going to get down as Mee is headed towards second, and he's going to be in there with a stand-up double. The ball gets away there from the Pilots. So leadoff double for Mee. And the Tarp Skunks are threatening here in the top of the fourth inning. The center fielder, number 19, Braden Johnson, up at the plate now. As that'll be Braden Johnson at the plate. Top of the fourth inning here at Colburn Park. 1-1 score after the RBI single just in half inning ago by Tristan Head, the University of Virginia commit. Runner goes. That one thrown down to third. He's going to be in there safely. Stolen base. The throw was on the money by Boatman. However, Grady Mee just had a great jump there from second. So stolen base. Runner on third for the Tarp Skunks, and they're threatening here early. As the batter steps back in, the pitch in there for a strike right down the middle there for Grady Mee. Counts at 0-1 now. Across the board for the Tarp Skunks. One run on 2 hits, 3 errors. And for the Pilots, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. That one swung on and hit to the second baseman, Briggs Loveland, who fields it onto first for the out. So 4-3 ground out with an RBI there for Braden Johnson. And the Tarp Skunks retake the lead 2-1 now. So they lead as it will be Jake Kernoodle, the third baseman, number 15 at the plate. So the Tarp Skunks retake the lead. And again, the Pilots are on the road tomorrow at Geneva to face the Red Wings. 5:05 first pitch start time, as that one is going to be fouled off by Kernoodle. Count at 0-1. So Kernoodle will step back in. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out here. Chris Lowe still on the mound for his 4th inning of work. That one, they're going to look down to first. They're going to say he didn't swing at that one. Very, very close to coming around, but nonetheless, counts at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here. In the top of the 4th inning, the Tarp Skunks lead the Pilots 2-1. That one misses for a ball. Counts now 2-1. Kernoodle 0 for 1. Grounded out 5-3. McReynolds to Ferrara. Back in the 1st inning. 2-1 pitch. In there for a strike as Lowe bouncing back in the count. Counts at 2-2 now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. That one in there, strike 3. So Kernoodle down looking. And the Pilots have 2 outs now. And that'll bring up Matt Thompson, the extra hitter. Thompson 0 for 1. Popped out to the first baseman, Ferrara, to end the 1st inning as he steps in for his 2nd AB of the night. The pitch, that one swung on and fouled off. Counts at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here. Top of the 4th inning. Matt Johnson will step back in. Righty on righty matchup from the windup. Chris Lowe, that one bounced in the dirt. Count now at 1-1. And for the Pilots, just the overall energy of the team seems completely different this year. The guys seem ecstatic to be here. And on paper, I honestly, personally think, this is my personal opinion, this could be one of the best rosters we've seen for the Pilots. As McReynolds throws over to Ferrara at first to end the inning, but not before the Tarp Skunks take a 2-1 lead. So heading to the bottom of the 4th inning, the Tarp Skunks lead the Pilots 2-1. I'm Kyle French. We'll be right back on NewarkPilots.tv and FingerLakes1Radio.com. we're back here at Colburn Park. It'll be St. Bonaventure's own Jack Polowitz up at the plate for the Pilots. St. Bonaventure University in the A-10. First pitch in there for a strike, taken by Polowitz. Counting to 0-1. Polowitz struck out looking back in the second inning in his first at-bat. So he'll step up to the plate here in the bottom of the second. Jamestown now leads, bottom of the fourth. Jamestown leads 2-0. 2-1. That one fouled off as well. Counting at 0-2 quickly. Rafalski back out there for his fourth inning of work for Jamestown. Looks like there's someone up just stretching in the Tarp Skunks bullpen. Obviously, first game, arms may be a little sore. Just trying to make sure you got someone up and ready over there. Not really throwing, just kind of stretching. I can't see a number, but as I know the information, I'll relay it to you guys. That one misses as well. Counts at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs here to Jack Polowitz from St. Bonaventure University. Tarp Skunks lead the Pilots 2-1. The 2-2 pitch from Rafalski. That one bounced in the dirt. Good stop there from Henry Wan, the catcher behind the dish. We've got a full count now, 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs here. In the bottom of the fourth inning, it's Jack Polowitz up. The 3-2 pitch from Rafalski. That one misses high. So it's going to be a leadoff walk for Polowitz. As it's going to be Justin DiMartino heading up to the plate for the Pilots. Brother of the leadoff hitter, number 25, Frankie DiMartino. From Bethpage, New York, by way of Farmingdale State University, he'll step into the batter's box with a runner on first. Leadoff walk there drawn by Polowitz. Briggs Loveland, who made that amazing play there at second, jumping grab. Back into fourth inning. That one misses high. Counts it 1-0. And Polowitz is not Polowitz. Rafalski has lost all but most of his control here to start the bottom of the fourth. 1-0 pitch from Rafalski. That one blown by DiMartino. Counts at 1-1 now. Big swing there from DiMartino. Was looking to do some damage to that ball. As he'll step back into the batter's box. Farmingdale State University. That one on the outer edge of the plate. And by outer, I mean outer edge of the plate. Just nicked the outside. So says the home plate umpire. Counts at 1-2 now. 1 ball, 2 strike, no outs here. Sun setting in left field there at Colburn Park. The historic, beautiful Erie Canal actually right behind the flag there in center. That one misses high up in the helmet region of DiMartino, who was already hit by a pitch back in the second inning. Left on base. The extra hitter steps back in for the Pilots. 2-2. That one swung on and fouled off. As Justin DiMartino staying alive. It's so hard having 2 guys with the same last name. And it's not a common last name, but I almost called him Frankie. And obviously Frankie, very familiar with Frankie. Actually caught a Sam Hunt concert last year with Frankie DiMartino at CMAC in Canandaigua, New York. That one popped up in the infield. Second baseman Thompson underneath it for the pop-up. So rule that one P4. As it'll be Briggs Loveland coming up to the plate. Briggs Loveland from Burleson, Texas, will step in. Lefty on righty matchup in favor of Loveland. That one misses low in the dirt. Reached on an error by the shortstop back in the second inning. That one missed low. So counts at 1-0 to Briggs Loveland. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here. Rafalski to Loveland. That one swung on and fouled off. Out of play on the third base side here at Colburn Park. Lights are turning on for the first time of the season. The floodlights are on here at Historic Colburn Park. MLB Hall of Famer Robin Yount played here back when they were the co-pilots in the Milwaukee Brewers Farm Club. That one misses high. Counts at 2-1 now. Two balls, one strike. One out here to Briggs Loveland in the bottom of the fourth as the Tarp Skunks lead the Pilots 2-1. That one misses high. Counts now at 3-1. As we mentioned, Briggs Loveland, one of 4 Emerson College products, batting on the left side of the batter's box here. Very defined stance for Loveland as pickoff attempt there is going to hold Polowitz over at first. Not sure if the infield saw something there, maybe some sort of sign from head coach Daniel Steve over there at third. Ryan Seals, the pitching coach for the Pilots, former teammate of Steve at Keuka College. That one lined up the middle. It's going to be a single for Briggs Loveland. Polowitz will advance 90 feet to second. That'll put runners on first and second yet again for the Pilots with one out. As it'll now be Gage Boatman coming up to the plate for the Pilots, and they're going to have a little bit of a meeting here. They're going to have a little bit of a meeting here with Rafalski kind of settling down. Rafalski has found himself with runners on base in 3 out of the 4 innings thus far, but has managed to squeak out only 1 run so far. So he's done good bouncing back after putting guys on base. But the Pilots, this is going to bring up Gage Boatman, and no stranger to good old Newark, New York. This is his second season with the program out of East Central University Division II. As Boatman in 2022 had a .227 batting average, 15 hits and 66 ABs, 12 RBI, 8 runs scored, and 2 stolen bases for the Pilots. In 2022 at ECU, he batted .222, 10 hits and 45 ABs, 5 RBI, and 1 home run for East Central. Looks like the mound visit will be over. And Gage Boatman's going to step in with 1 out here. Runners on first and second, so Boatman looking to do some damage and get the Pilots right back into this ball game. As it's Gage Boatman at the plate. First pitch is called a ball. So counts now at 1-0 to Gage Boatman. Polowitz on second from St. Bonaventure. And you've got Briggs Loveland on first from Emerson College. 1-0. Rafalski back on the mound. That one misses wide as well. So 2-0. And now someone is warming up down there in the Tarp Skunks pen. So Rafalski finds himself in some trouble here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Two to 1. Curveball in there for a strike. Counts now at 2-1. Boatman steps back in for the Pilots. Rafalski from the stretch. The 2-1 pitch. Curveball yet again in there. Same place. Taken for a strike. So counts even up now at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here. In the bottom of the 4th inning. Briggs Loveland on first base. Jack Polowitz on second base. That slight breeze in center field as the 2-2 pitch misses wide. Counts at 3-2 now. So I was saying the slight breeze in center field there makes the American flag so gracefully flow. It's almost like it's like an edited version of the flag flying. If you ever seen an MP4 format of the flag flying, it just looks like it's not real. That's how authentic it looks. The 3-2 pitch misses, and that'll walk the bases loaded. And that'll bring up Harris McReynolds for the Pilots. And they're going to bring the pitching coach out yet again for Rafalski. And it looks like his night may be over. Looks like a pitcher may be coming into the game for Jamestown. And yes, sir, Rafalski's night will be over. Can't see a number yet, but we're going to take a quick break here on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Newark Pilots YouTube channel. And we'll be right back getting that pitching substitution for you with Harris McReynolds awaiting in the batter's box. Back here at Colburn Park, just taking a look at the final scores from the games the other day. Watertown defeated Utica 5-3 as Harris McReynolds hits that one up the middle, and the Pilots are going to score one run, and the second run's going to come in there as that's going to be an E6. The Pilots score 2 runs and take the lead now 3-2. Harris McReynolds. As that'll now bring up Paulie Goodness. So the Pilots take a lead there on an error from the shortstop, Tommy Googans. So 2 runs score for the Pilots. And the Pilots now lead 3-2. First pitch in there for a strike to Paulie Goodness. So runners on second and first now for the Pilots here, and as they take the lead in the bottom of the fourth. Paulie Goodness hits that one up the middle. That one is going to get caught by the center fielder, but the runner on second is going to advance to third base, as that's Boatman advancing to third base. As that'll bring up Frankie DiMartino, top of the order now for the Pilots. As Frankie DiMartino is going to step in. Pilots lead 3-2, bottom of the fourth inning. After the error by Tommy Googans there short on the hit ball from Harris McReynolds. So Frankie DiMartino will step in now for the Pilots. That one misses for a ball. One ball, no strikes here to Frankie DiMartino. Gage Boatman did advance on the flyout to center by Paulie Goodness. That one swung on and popped up. Catcher's not going to get there. Out of play here. So runners on the corners for the Pilots. Boatman on third base. Counts at 1-1 now. Updated score there for you guys. 3-2. Pilots now lead. As Frankie DiMartino steps in. Struck out looking in the first inning and grounded into a 4-6-3 double play in the third. That one fouled off into the net. Count at 1-2 now. One ball and two strikes. 2 outs here. And again, the Pilots lead. No action down in the Pilots' pen just yet, as Chris Lowe has been dealing. Tarp Skunks have 4 errors. Imagine what this game would look like without the 4 errors for them. As that one in there, strike 3. So another strikeout looking for DiMartino. That'll end the inning, but not before the Pilots score 2 runs on a hit and an error. Heading to the top of the 5th inning, the Pilots lead 3-2. I'm Kyle French. We'll be right back on the Newark Pilots YouTube channel and FingerLakes1Radio.com. We're back here on NewarkPilots.tv and FingerLakes1Radio.com. I'm Kyle French, as always, back for another season here in the broadcast booth. The Pilots in that last inning at the bottom of the 4th, they take a 3-2 lead, heading here to the top of the 5th. First pitch to Monroe, grounded to Tristan Head at shortstop. Will throw on to first. 6-3 ground out on one pitch for Chris Lowe. And one away here to start the top of the 5th inning. That'll now bring up Tommy Googans, the shortstop, 0 for 1 on the night. Grounded out 5-3 back in the 2nd inning for the Tarp Skunks as he will step in. One pitch already, and there's an out. As there seems like there's been a lot of those for Chris Lowe, the D3 product and Pilots ace from last season. 6-0 record, as we mentioned, the 3.49 ERA. Absolutely shoved for the team last year. Counts at 1-0 now, as Lowe misses away with the fastball. From the windup, 1-0 pitch in there for a strike. Looked like a changeup there from Lowe. Counts at 1-1 now. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out to number 11. So one's across the board, across the top of the board, that is. The 1-1 pitch from Lowe. That one, breaking ball in the dirt. Counts at 2-1 now. Across the board for the Tarp Skunks, 2 runs on 2 hits, 4 errors. And for the Pilots, 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors. That pitch had Googans turned inside out. His body went one way, the bat went the other. Counts now evened up at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 Googans. The pitch from low. That one swung on and hit to McReynolds at third. That one bounced up over his glove. That's going to be a base hit. As that one just took a weird hop off the infield over McReynolds' glove. So that will be a base hit for Tommy Googans. And that'll now bring up the right fielder, number 23, Drew Garth. Grounded out 6-3 back in the second inning. And this will be a lefty on righty matchup. So Garth, batting out of the left side of the batter's box, will step in. From Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, by way of Seton Hill University. First pitch taken for a strike, counts at 0-1. With Googans on first, he will step in. Does Garth. Garth's 6 foot 215, lefty, sophomore. The 0-1 pitch misses low in the dirt, counts at 1-1 now. As he will step back in for Jamestown. 1-1 pitch, just misses inside, counts at 2-1 now. Pilots faithful not happy with the call there, and I don't think I can blame them. From up here, that one looked like it was right in the zone. CeeLo doesn't have the most overbearing stuff, but I tell you what, he can paint those corners. He is a very, very accurate pitcher. As that one fouled off, counts at 2-2 now. Still no action down in the Pilots' pen. Per usual for CeeLo, doing what he does out there on the mound for the Pilots. Googans with a little bit of a leadoff over there at first. Ferrara holding him. That one swung on and roped out into left field, and that one's going to get down into left center. Googans is going to round second and round third, and they're going to send him home. The cutoff throw, not in time, so it's going to be an RBI, 1-out double, and we're knotted up at 3 here at Colburn Park. So 3-3 your score now as Googans scores. That'll bring up Henry Wan, the catcher.
Up next, the catcher, number 17, Henry Wan.
He'll step up. 0 for 1. Flew out to Paulie Goodness and left in his first AB. As once again, we're tied up 3-3 here at Colburn Park. Chris Lowe still on the mound. First pitch in there for a strike. The off-speed pitch drops in there. Called strike 1. Tied up at 3 here. So back and forth affair, to say the least, thus far. That one popped up, out of play. Counts at 0-2 now. 1 gone. 3-3 ball game here at Colburn Park. As Henry Wan will step back in for the Tarp Skunks. Interesting name for the Tarp Skunks, and even interesting more of the hat. They have the teal hat. Not very often you see a team with one of their primary colors is teal. As Juan hits that one between the gap at short and third, and that's going to score another run. So the Tarp Skunks score their second run of the inning, and they now take a 4-3 lead here. As that'll now bring up Evan Fergella, the designated hitter. And once again, they're going to have a meeting here with CeeLo on the mound. Going to stay in. Looks like there's some sort of movement up there for the Pilots in the pen. So Henry Wan grounds that one in, and Jamestown takes a 4-3 lead. Across the board, 4 runs on 5 hits, 4 errors for the Tarp Skunks, and for the Pilots, 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors for the Newark Pilots. So a little mound visit here for Chris Lowe, just to talk him back into the game. There is movement down there, lefty movement for the Pilots down there in the pen. As that could be Michael Walsh. It appears to be either Michael Walsh or Pete Joslin. We will let you know accordingly For the Tarp Skunks, that'll bring up Evan Fregella, the designated hitter, number 7. 0 for 1 on the night thus far. He flew out, or popped out to the second baseman there, Briggs Loveland. First pitch, in there for a strike. Counts at 0-1. The Pilots looking to bounce back from that rough 15-30 season last year. CeeLo. Pickoff attempt there. Runner back in safely. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out here. Top of the 5th inning. 4-3, your score. Chris Lowe versus Evan Fregella. That pitch, in there for a strike. So CeeLo had in the count now, 0-2. Looking to bounce back are the Pilots. They find themselves behind in the game now after Jamestown scored 2 runs this inning. 4-3, your score. That one misses for a ball. Counts at 1-2 now. And I will be at the game tomorrow in Geneva streaming that one. 5:05 first pitch start time, so we'll catch you there. We'll be streaming on both the Pilots YouTube, Facebook, and both the Red Wings YouTube and Facebook. That one thrown down to second base. They're going to say he steals second. And that one for sure looked like they caught the runner stealing. That'll bring up Matthew Best to the top of the order, but not before Fregella struck out swinging, but the stolen base nonetheless. Could have been a strike him out, throw him out, double play, but it appeared from up here that the runner was out, but that is up here and not down there. First pitch fouled off behind the press box here at Colburn Park. Counts at 0-1. Gage Boatman, Chris Lowe, a very familiar duo from last year. Your starters, your pitcher-catcher duo here on opening night 2023. Second pitch of the AB misses low, did the curveball in the dirt. Counts at 1-1. As I imagine this could be one of Lowe's last batters. The 1-1 pitch taken for a strike, fastball at the letters. Counts now at 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. And Matthew Best at the plate, singled in the first inning and came around to score and struck out swinging back in the third. That one's going to be fouled off his body. Will land in fair territory, but we'll do the 1-2 yet again. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Sun just about at the tree line there in left center. Lights are flipped on here for the first time of the year. And really the whole summer just kind of is a feeling out process. You think you're ready, but, oh, that one hit the third. McReynolds fields that one and throws on to first. Great scoop there from Farrar. He's been very athletic over there at first, making plays left and right. Chris Ferrara makes the play, heading to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Tarp Skunks lead the Pilots 4-3. We'll be back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Newark Pilots YouTube channel. be Tristan Head, the University of Virginia commit out of Jupiter, Florida, leading things off for the Pilots. Playing shortstop tonight. Again, out of the University of Virginia, former Pilot Jack Gerstenmeyer, back from that UVA championship team when they were in the College World Series. Actually pinch hit and hit a walk-off double in one of those games. First pitch to Head. Misses away. Counts at 1-0. As the Pilots have had several players in the past, either committed or currently playing for University of Virginia. That one swung on and hit into center field. That one all the way back. The center fielder misread that one, but was still able to catch up to it. Deep, deep there near the 402 sign in center. It'll be a lead off fly out to center.
Number 24, Chris Ferrara.
As it'll be Chris Ferrara batting for the Pilots, as he's been a defensive machine over there at first base for the Pilots, making athletic plays left and right. He'll step in. First pitch, misses for a ball. Counts at 1-0. As that's Evan Chaffee in, pitching for the Tarp Skunks now. He replaced Rafalski. That pitch misses inside. Counts now 2-0 with one gone here. At the bottom of the fifth inning, the lefty on righty matchup. The pitch from Chaffee. That one swung on and hit to the shortstop, who fields, throws on to first. So Guggens throws that one over to first. Two gone here quickly for the Pilots. As that'll now bring up Mitchell Kelly. Mitchell Kelly from Webster, New York, by way of Webster Thomas and SUNY Cortland, the Red Dragons. He'll step in from the right side of the batter's box. He'll step in to face Chaffee, number 12 for the Tarp Skunks. That pitch swung on and hit. That one's going to get past the diving Guggens. So the Pilots have a two-out base runner on the single from Mitchell Kelly. That'll now bring up the designated hitter, number 18, Jack Polowitz. As Polowitz will step in from St. Bonaventure University. And we'll see if the Pilots have some two-out magic brewing here in the bottom of the fifth inning as they trail 4-3. Looking to bounce back here. Polowitz struck out looking back in the second and walked and came around to score in the fourth. That pitch misses for a ball. Counts at 1-0. As little A10 action, Atlantic 10 Division I, St. Bonaventure. Polowitz will step back in. Believe it or not, St. Bonaventure is actually one of my favorite teams for college basketball. My grandfather attended St. Bonaventure along with my uncle. So little family ties to St. Bonaventure. And former Pilot from 2021, as we mentioned earlier, Kevin Higgins, one of my good friends, played shortstop at St. Bonaventure. Small world. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs here. Chaffee, that one, big rip there from Polowitz, was looking to send that one over the left field scoreboard. Counts at 2-1 now. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here. Mitchell Kelly on first base, the Webster, New York native. Polowitz from Mars, PA will step in. The 2-1 pitch from Chaffee, that one misses away off speed. Counts at 3-1 now. Justin DiMartino awaits on deck out of Farmingdale State University. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. The 3-1 pitch, that one misses high. Ball 4. So a 2-out walk for Polowitz, his second of the game. And that'll bring up Justin DiMartino from Bethpage, New York. So the Pilots, yet again, trying to work with some 2-out magic. It seems like every time they get 2 outs, they somehow find runners on base. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Justin DiMartino at the plate. First pitch taken for a strike. Fastball right down the middle. As Justin DiMartino steps in. Farmingdale State University. Second pitch in there for a strike. And I see in the comments, Christopher Vitale, former Newark Pilot from Erie Community College, bouncing around in the chat there. Good to hear from you, Chris. I miss you as always. And they're going to say that's a balk there. Runners will advance to second and third now. So runners on second and third now. As he didn't come set and went towards home, that is ruled a balk. As they're going to switch balls out there with the catcher and pitcher. Chaffee didn't like the one he had, so they'll switch. Runners on second and third now. Swung on and missed, strike three. So the balk and 2-out trouble is meaningless. As the Pilots go down with no runs here, they trail 4-3 heading to the top of the sixth. We'll be right back on Finger Lakes One Radio on the Newark Pilots YouTube channel. As we are back here at Colburn Park, pitching change for the Pilots is it's going to be Colt Bartling, number 35, the left-handed pitcher out of Marietta, Oklahoma, and East Central University, currently in the transfer portal for the Pilots. First pitch, 2. Grady Mee misses for a ball. Counts it 1-0. So this will be Bartling's first action as a Pilot for the summer. Final line for Chris Lowe, 4 runs on 5 hits. That one in there for a strike. Counts it 1-1 now. As Bartling will step back in. Here in the 6th. That one swung on and hit into the Pilots bullpen here in the top of the 6th inning. Counts it 1-2. Things have really quieted down here at Colburn Park. Beautiful sunset there in left center. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch 2. Mee is swung off, out of play. We'll do the 1-2 again. As Bartling steps back in. former college teammates now that he's in the portal. But with our catcher tonight, Gage Boatman. That one misses for a ball. Counts at 2-2 now. So familiar duo from East Central. These guys know each other real well, college teammates. Lefty on righty matchup. The 2-2 pitch from Bartling. That one swung on a hit. It's going to be a little blooper into right field. That one's going to get down for a base hit. So leadoff single there for Grady Mee. His second hit of the game. That'll now bring up Braden Johnson, the center fielder. Walked back in the first inning and was left on base and then grounded out into a 4-3 ground out, but did get an RBI back in the fourth. Tarp Skunks lead 4-3 here in the top of the sixth inning. That one fouled off into the netting here. As Braden Johnson steps back in. The 0-1 pitch from Bartling. Bartling from the stretch. And therefore a strike. Count now at 0-2. Grady Mee over on first base for the Tarp Skunks. No balls, 2 strikes. They're going to have a pickoff attempt there. Sneaky little move there from Cole Bartling. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 pitch from Bartling. That one misses away. Runner goes. Throw down from Boatman, and he's going to hose him at second base. What an arm there from Gage Boatman. As that throw well in time there caught me stealing. One gone. That one misses high. Counts now at 2-2. So score that one. Caught stealing. CS 2-6 on the hose out by Gage Boatman. And that completely changes the outlook on this inning for the Tarp Skunks as they had a runner on base with no outs. 2-2 now. That one just misses outside. Counts at 3-2. Someone up there stretching in the Pilots bullpen. Can't see a number, still has the hoodie on. But once I know, I'll let you know. That one just misses high as Braden Johnson's going to head towards first. So 1-out walk for the Tarp Skunks, and that'll bring up Jake Kernoodle, the third baseman, 0-2 on the night. Grounded out 5-3 in the first inning and struck out looking back in the fourth. As Kernoodle will step in. So such a fun last name to say, Kernoodle. It's like almost kind of like a tongue twister because you think you're saying 2 different words, like kernel and noodle. First pitch misses low. Counts at 1-0. The 1-0 pitch misses. Ball 2. Counts at 2-0 now. So 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out here. And the pitch from Bartling, that one fouled off into the Pilots dugout. The bat boy will corral that ball as that one nearly hit Jack Polowitz over there. And he'll quickly get behind the Pilots dugout there behind the fence as he was sitting in front of it. Now he's behind it. Doesn't want to get hit with the ball. Pickoff attempt there from Bartling. That one corralled by Ferrara. Throw was off target. Counts at 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out here. And for the Tarp Skunks, Jake Kernoodle at the plate, the third baseman. Been busy over there at third base. The batter calls time, does Kernoodle behind the plate. So Bartling steps off. Kernoodle out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Freshman at Princeton University, swung on and missed. Way behind the fastball there was Kernoodle. Count now at 2-2. Colt Bartling making his Newark Pilots debut. In the top of the 6th inning. Kernoodle steps back in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one swung on and fouled off into the netting here. Heading towards our PA announcer, Jeff Hayes there. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here. Kernoodle will step back in after fouling off that last pitch. The 2-2 pitch. Oh, I don't know about that one. They're going to say that one was a ball, but it looked like it was on the outer half of the plate. Looked like it caught the corner, but I'm not an umpire. Counts at 3-2 now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here. Bartling looking to put away Kernoodle. We'll see who wins the battle. The full count pitch, that one misses high. So that'll put runners on first and second now. As that'll now bring up the extra hitter, number 20, Matt Thompson. Popped up to the first baseman Ferrara back in the first inning and grounded out 5-3 in the 4th inning. Quick little mound visit as Boatman and Ferrara will come out and talk to Bartling. Looks like pitching coach Ryan Seals is going to head down to the bullpen. Looks like he's going to tell someone to warm up down there. So Matt Thompson will be up at the plate. 4-3 your score across the board for the Tarp Skunks. 4 runs on 6 hits, 4 errors. And for the Pilots, 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors. Pilots have had a ton of runners in scoring position, just haven't been able to bring the majority of them across. They're probably only bringing about 25% of the runners across so far once they get in scoring position. As Thompson steps in after the mound visit with Bartling. That pitch misses. Counts it 1-0. And the Pilots fans giving the home plate umpire some choice words. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. The Pilots faithful always love their team. Decent crowd here on opening night. That one swung off and fouled into the netting here at Colburn Park. So across the board, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here to Matt Thompson, the extra hitter for the Tarp Skunks. Thompson from Wadsworth, Ohio, and Youngstown State University. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. As Bartling will step off and look the runner back. Thompson will step back in. Hefty lead there for Braden Johnson on second base, the center fielder, as he's already going to run. And he's going to steal second base just like that. Caught Bartling off guard. He was already more than halfway down the line before Bartling even noticed. Stepped off, throw too late. So stolen base there for Braden Johnson. And I imagine the Tarp Skunks will probably end up sending Kernoodle from first to second. Count still at 1-1. So runners on the corners with 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Pilots in a jam. Bartling looking to get out of it. That one, a bunt missed there by Matt Thompson. So that'll put 2 strikes on the board. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. All the former Pilots alums reaching out. Daniel Munn, former pitcher for the Pilots from Shortsville, New York, is a member of the Geneva Red Wings coaching staff as well. So great to hear from you, Daniel Munn. Appreciate the comments and the words of encouragement. Ned Shaw, former Pilots analytics intern, also in the chat. Great to hear from you as well, sir. As that pitch misses, counts now counts at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here. Top of the 6th, Colt Bartling looking to get out of a jam. That one swung on and fouled into the netting. So we'll do the 2-2 again here. Pilots just looking to get out of the jam here. Speaking of jam, the Jamestown Tarp Skunks used to be the Jamestown Jammers back when they were members of the New York Penn League. Obviously, COVID took away the single A short season. Now you see the Batavia Muck Dogs in the PGCBL, and the Auburn Double Days also in the PGCBL. Jamestown did play as a member of the PGCBL by the name Jammers for a few, it was either 1 or 2 seasons, may have been 2, and then transitioned over to the name Tarp Skunks. And they got that name because there is an old story there at their park that there was a skunk who lived in the tarp, so hence the name Tarp Skunks. That one misses, and the ball's going to get behind Boltman, and Braden Johnson's going to come across the plate to score. So that one, wild pitch for Colt Bartling. The run will score. The Tarp Skunks now lead 5-3 here on Finger Lakes One Radio on the Newark Pilots YouTube channel, NewarkPilots.tv. The runner will move to second as well. So Kernoodle moves to second, and Braden Johnson scores on the wild pitch from Bartling. So Matt Thompson steps back in. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch misses high. So Bartling will walk Thompson.
So with 2 runners on, that brings up the first baseman, number 27, Cooper Monroe.
That'll now bring up Cooper Monroe, the first baseman, number 27. Struck out swinging in the second and grounded out 6-3 in the 5th inning. So Cooper Monroe looking for his first hit of the 2023 summer campaign here in the PGCBL. That one misses high, counts at 1-0. One ball, no strikes, 1 out here. Bartling will step off and look the runner back. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Cooper Monroe at the plate, the first baseman for the Jamestown Jammers tonight. 1-0 pitch, big cut there. Nothing to show for it. Counts at 1-1 now. And there is some more action down there in the Pilots bullpen. A couple guys up and stretching. Pilots have about 17, 18 pitchers on the roster this year, which is way more than usual. 1-1 pitch swung on, popped foul. Counts at 1-2 now. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Colt Bartling from East Central University. 1-2 pitch, bounce in the dirt. Good stop there from Boltman. Count moves to 2-2. Pilots just looking for an ounce, some sort of momentum to get themselves back in this ball game. Just looking to get out of the inning. In the middle of the lineup. 2-2 pitch, swung on and hit to Head at short, who backhands it and throws onto first. What a play. Tristan Head for the Pilots. Backhands that ball there at short, and what a cannon to throw it to first. 2 away here. So score that one a 6-3 ground out for the Pilots, and that'll bring up Tommy Guggens, the shortstop, number 11. 1 for 2 on the night. As grounded out, 5-3 in the second, and Singleton came around to score back in the 5th inning. So just an inning ago, Guggens, Singleton came around to score. That one misses for a ball, counts at 1-0. Kernoodle on third for the Tarp Skunks. Bartling looking to get out of a jam here. Runners on second and third. That one in there for a strike. Counts at 1-1 now. One ball, one strike, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Jamestown leads 5-3. The pitch from Bartling misses inside. As that looked like a slider, had some tail into it from the left side of the mound from Bartling. Was a strike the whole way until the very end. Counts at 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here. The 2-1 pitch, swung on and fouled off Boltman behind the dish, and will kick to the backstop. So 2-2 now. Bartling a strike away from ending the top of the 6th here at Colburn Park. Two balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch swung on and hit into right field. That one's going to drop down and get by Mitchell Kelly in right field. 2 runs are going to score, and it's going to be a 2-out, 2 RBI double for the Tarp Skunks, and they blow this one open. They now lead 7-3. As that'll bring up Drew Garth, the right fielder. As Garth will come around to score. So Jamestown now leads 7-3. And Bartling has struggled since coming in. Seven to 3 your score here at Colburn Park. As Drew Garth steps in, 1 for 2 on the night. Grounded out 6-3 in the second and doubled with an RBI and came around to score back in the 5th. That one swung on and hit, roped into the gap in right center field, and that's going to score another run. And it'll be a 2-out RBI double for Drew Garth, his 2nd RBI of the game. And the Tarp Skunks blowing this one open the last 2 innings, scoring a combined 6 runs, and that'll bring out the head coach, Daniel Steve. And it looks like Bartling's night will be over. A call from the bullpen. We're going to take a break here on NewarkPilots.tv and FingerLakes1Radio.com. are back here on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Newark Pilots YouTube channel, NewarkPilots.tv. As Cameron Kingsley on to pitch for the Pilots from Fairport, New York, Alfred State University. St. John Fisher University, Rochester, New York, as that one's popped up down the right field line. That one's going to kick into the Pilots bullpen. Foul. Count now at 1-1. That's Henry Wan at the plate for the Tarp Skunks, tonight's catcher. 1 for 2 on the night. Flew out to Paulie Goodness there in left field in the third inning. Singled. Had an RBI single in the fifth inning. As the Tarp Skunks lead 8-3 here in the top of the sixth. And this sixth inning has seemed to go on forever. Pilots just looking to get out of the inning and bounce back. That one misses. Counts now at 2-1. As that one looked very close to the strike zone. No action in the Pilots' pen as of yet. Looks like they're going to ride Kingsley for a bit here. The pitch misses outside. Counts at 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Henry Wan at the plate. Lots of local guys for the Pilots. Fairport, New York, Webster, New York, Palmyra, New York. All around the Finger Lakes area. As that one swung on and missed, counts to 3-2 now. Counts full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Runner on second base for the Tarp Skunks as they've blown this one wide open, 8-3 here. 4 runs this inning, 2 runs the last inning. That one swung on and hit. Foul down the first base line. We'll do the full count again. Sun has set here at Colburn Park. Floodlights are out. Beautiful night for baseball here. Couldn't have asked for a better opening day weather-wise. The full count pitch. That one swung on and roped up the middle. As that one's going to kick up. DiMartino stops it in center. And the run will score. So another run for the Tarp Skunks. They blow this one even wider. 9-3. As that's a 2-out RBI single for Jamestown. 9-3 your score. And that'll bring up the 10-hole hitter, Evan Fregella, the designated hitter, 0 for 2 on the night. Popped up to the first baseman and struck out swinging in the 5th. So Fregella will step in. That one in there for a strike. Count at 0-1. So 9-3 your score. Runner on first base. The pitch misses away. Count now at 1-1. Fregella batting out of the right side of the batter's box. Righty on righty matchup. As Cam Kingsley from the stretch. That one misses away. Count at 2-1 now. Some action down there in the Pilots' pen. That one taken for a strike. Counts at 2-2 now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2-2 pitch. Misses away. Count now full, 3-2. As the Pilots just looking for an out in the worst way here. Jamestown scored 7 runs combined in the last 2 innings. 3-2 pitch misses away. Ball 4. So runners on first and second. That'll now bring up the left fielder, number 6, Matthew Best. This is his 4th at-bat of the game. Singled and scored back in the 1st, struck out swinging in the 3rd, and grounded out 5-3 in the 5th. So Best will step in, 1 for 3 on the night. Kingsley just looking to get out of the inning. The hour-long inning that this has been. Not quite an hour, but we've got to be at least past the 30-minute mark at this point for this inning. Half inning. Counts at 1-0 now. One ball, no strikes, 2 outs here. The 1-0 pitch from Kingsley misses again. 2-0 the count. That one swung on and popped up. This one looks like there's room. Not quite, as Chris Farrar runs into the fence there. Shakes it off immediately, though. Runs away. Count is at 2. Counts at 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. That one in there for a strike. Counts at 2-2 now. Kingsley just looking to get out of the inning here for the Pilots. 2-2 here in the top of the 6th. Pilots just looking for a glimpse of hope. That one missed low in the dirt. Counts full now, 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. That one swung on and missed, and the Pilots finally get out of the inning, but not before Jamestown scores 5 runs. Heading to the bottom of the 6th, the Pilots will be up to bat, as it will be Briggs Loveland leading things off. I'm Kyle French. We'll be right back on NewarkPilots.tv and FingerLakes1Radio.com. Back here at Colburn Park. It'll be Briggs Loveland from Emerson College leading things off for the Pilots here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Pilots just looking to get back into this game by any means necessary. Briggs Loveland's going to step in. as Briggs will step in. Tonight's second baseman, as Briggs playing second base for the Pilots here tonight from Emerson College, one of 4 players. Briggs will step in. That one misses for a ball. Counts at 1-0. As there was a pitching change, that appears to be number 5 for Jamestown. Frank Villela from Hollywood, Florida, Nova Southeastern University. As there's some Let's Go Pilots chants breaking out amongst the fans. Here in the bottom of the 6th. Pilots down 9-3 here. Just looking to bounce back. That one swung on and hit out into left field. The left fielder's going to trail into foul territory and just bounces off his glove foul. So counts at 1-1. Loveland will head back to the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. No outs here. And it's Frank Villela from Hollywood, Florida. 6 foot 190 lefty from Nova Southeastern University. 1 ball, 1 strike to Briggs Loveland. 1 for 2 on the night. And the count's at 1-2 now, taken for a strike. So 1 ball, 2 strike, no outs here. To number 12, Briggs Loveland, the second baseman. The 1-2 pitch misses away, counts at 2-2 now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Tarp Skunks lead 9-3. 2-2 pitch, swung on, foul tip into the glove, so that'll be strike 3 for Briggs Loveland.
Next from the Cubs of Oklahoma, it's the catcher, number 9, Gage Boatman.
And that'll now bring up the veteran, Gage Boatman, second year as a Pilot, behind the dish tonight as the catcher from East Central University. As Gage Boatman will step in. The first pitch of the AB to Boatman, taken for a strike, counts at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Boatman grounded out 4-3 in the 2nd inning and walked and was left on base in the 4th inning. That one swung on and reached that, hit into the net here at Colburn Park. So the count moves to 0-2. Frank Villela getting ahead in the count early. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here. The 0-2 pitch swung on. That one blooped out into left field. The left fielder's going to run in on it, and the 2 players nearly collide. That one's going to get down for a base hit from Gage Boatman.
Gets a base hit, bringing up from Starksville, Mississippi, the 3rd baseman, number 14, Harris McReynolds.
As that'll now bring up Harris McReynolds. As McReynolds will step in. Lefty on lefty matchup here. Not too often you see that here. As McReynolds will step in and did have the 2 RBI back in the 4th inning. Reached on the E6. That one misses low. Counts at 1-0. And don't count the Pilots out yet, but they're looking to get back into this ball game. Here with the bottom half of the lineup, that's Harris McReynolds from Northeast Mississippi Community College. One ball, no strikes. The 1-0 pitch misses high at the eyeballs there. Counts at 2-0. as that's Harris McReynolds up at the plate now for the Pilots. That one misses high as well. Count now at 3-0. So the Pilots threatening here in the bottom half of the sixth, just looking to bounce back into this game. And it looks as if Villela doesn't like the game ball he has, so he throws it back to the umpire. Ump's going to rub some dirt on it, throw it back in the pockets there. 3-0, the count to Harris McReynolds, the 9-hole hitter. Pelmac native Paulie Goodness awaits on deck. The 3-0 pitch. That one misses high and away, and that's going to kick to the backstop. So the runner will advance. 1 out. There's 1 out. And that'll bring up Paulie Goodness. Paulie Goodness, number 2, will head up to the plate. Palmyra, New York, singled back in the 3rd inning. And in the 4th inning, flew out to center field. First pitch, taken for a strike. Counts at 0-1 to Paulie Goodness. Gage Boatman at second base and Harris McReynolds at first base for the Pilots. So the Pilots with a pair of runners and 1 out here. We're going to get back into this ball game. They trail 6 runs, 9-3. That one's hit up the middle to the second baseman who steps on the bag himself, throws over to first. And they're going to say he's safe. Boatman's going to head home as it's going to be a fielder's choice RBI for Paulie Goodness.
New York. It's the center fielder, number 25, Frankie DiMartino.
As that's now going to bring up Frankie DiMartino. Pilots pick up a run there and now trail 9-4. As Frankie DiMartino will step in for the Pilots. Two outs here for the Pilots in the bottom of the 6th inning. 9-4 the score. Runner goes. Goodness heads towards second. He's going to be in. Standing up. Bunch of speed here between the 10 and 1-hole hitters as Frankie DiMartino can fly too. Great stolen base there from Paulie Goodness. As he steals second with ease. 9-4 your score. Another Let's Go Pilots chant breaking out here in the stands. That one swung on and hit foul. Count moves to 2-1. So 2-1 your count. Two-one pitch. That one lined into center field. That one's going to get over the center fielder's head. Goodness is going to round third and head on home. It's going to be an RBI. Frankie DiMartino flying around at third base. An RBI triple for Frankie DiMartino, the Hofstra University product, in his 2nd season as a Newark Pilot. What a shot there from Frankie DiMartino. RBI triple. As that's going to bring up the University of Virginia commit Tristan Head, looking to do some more damage. The Pilots back in this game. Once again, only trailing by 4 now. Tristan Head will step in for the Pilots. And he did have an RBI single back in the 3rd inning. So Head up at the plate now for the Pilots. First pitch misses for a ball to tonight's shortstop, Tristan Head. So Frankie DiMartino rips one over the center fielder's head, and that ball was on a line, folks. That one gets over the center fielder's head, and he's got so much speed. He's all the way at third. Almost could have had a inside the park home run. He was so fast. That one, just down the first base line foul, as that one for sure would have at least been a double for Head, and a run would have scored. But that'll move the count to 1-1, as Head will step back in against Frank Villela. No action down there in the Skunks bullpen. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here to Tristan Head. The 1-1 pitch. Curveball just high. Counts now 2-1. So the Pilots bouncing back into this thing. Now trail by 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Don't call it a comeback yet, ladies and gentlemen, but Tristan Head at the plate now for the Pilots. That one swung on and fouled off. Counts now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Tristan Head, the University of Virginia commit from Jupiter, Florida, right out of high school, and this kid can play. And they're going to say a balk, so Frankie DiMartino will come in to score. So he'll head on in, and we're now a 9-6 ball game. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. So a balk will bring in Frankie DiMartino. Pilots now only trail by 3. As that pitch misses, and for those of you listening at home, if you don't know what a balk is, pretty much the pitcher didn't come set and came towards home before he was pitching. And Frankie DiMartino scores. So just like that, the Pilots back in this thing. Really looking forward to seeing what this team can do. The rally caps are on here in the press box. As that one misses, a 2-out walk for Tristan Head, and the Pilots just keep on rallying. That will bring up Chris Ferrara from Emerson College.
Make some noise, fans out there.
As the Pilots fans getting into this thing. Pilots crawling back. Now only trail by 3 runs, and Chris Ferrara with the Mario Kart theme music as he will step in. Again, one of 4 Emerson College product we have this summer. That one misses inside. Count at 1-0. So Jamestown has the big 5-run 6th inning, and the Pilots coming back into this thing themselves. Head on first base. That one swung on and missed. Big cut there from Ferrara. Was looking to do some damage to that ball. As the floodlights out in full effect here at Colburn Park. 9-6 your score across the board. 9 runs on 9 hits. 4 errors for the Skunks. 6 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Pilots. That one swung on and missed. So Villela gets ahead in the count now. 1-2 the count to Ferrara. Has made some stellar plays over there at first. Grounded out 5-3 in the first inning. As that pitch, breaking ball just drops out of the zone. That was a very close pitch. Across the board, 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 5-3 ground out in the first. Hit by pitch in the third for Ferrara as he calls time. And grounded out 6-3 just an inning ago back in the 5th. Pilots looking to bounce back. Still no action down there in the Tarp Skunks pen. That one misses high. Counts now 3-2. And it doesn't look like the Tarp Skunks are too deep at pitcher this summer, as they only have 9 total pitchers listed on their roster at the current moment. So I'm not sure exactly how this could end up for them. They've still got a bunch of innings left to play, and Villela gets out of the jam. Caught third strike will end the inning. So Ferrara strikes out swinging on the foul tip. They score 3 runs to get back into this game. The score is 9-6. We'll be back for the top of the 7th here on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Newark Pilots YouTube channel. here at Colburn Park. I'm Kyle French on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Newark Pilots YouTube channel, NewarkPilots.tv. As we're in the top of the 7th inning, score is 9-6, and Brady Mee stepping into the plate for the Tarp Skunks. Tonight's shortstop, number 38, flew out to left in the 1st inning, doubled and came around to score in the 4th, and singled and was caught stealing 2-6. That one hit deep out into right field, and that one is not caught, but that one's going to hit down, and Mee is going to head towards 3rd. He'll be in there with a triple. So a leadoff triple for Mee. And he is a home run away from the cycle now. As that'll now bring up the center fielder, number 19, Braden Johnson. Looked like Mitchell Kelly came down with that one. Could not see. That ball just dropped in front of his glove towards the warning track there and right. That one was hit a mile. And it looks like Daniel Steve's going to come out and talk with Cam Kingsley. Looks like the umpire is going to talk with head coach Daniel Steve. Not sure what's going on here. Looks like Steve thought Kelly caught it along with me. So it will be a triple, leadoff triple for Grady Mee. He's 3 for 4 on the night with 3 hits. So the Tarp Skunks, that was their 10th hit of the ball game. 9 runs on 10 hits, 4 errors. And for the Pilots, 6 runs on 7 hits, no errors. The pitch from Kingsley. Swung on the miss. Big cut there from Braden Johnson. Big cut there. We're in the top of the 7th inning now here at Colburn Park. The 0-1 pitch. That one misses for a ball. Counts it 1-1 now. One ball, 1 strike to Braden Johnson. Johnson walked and was left on base in the 1st. Grounded out 4-3 with an RBI in the 4th and walked and scored back in the 6th. That one misses low. Counts it 2-1 now. From the St. John Fisher University. Yes, university now. No longer St. John Fisher College. They have been upgraded to university status. Cameron Kingsley from Fairport, New York. About 25 minutes away. That pitch, heater in there for a strike taken by Johnson. Counts at 2-2. 9-6 your score. Top of the 7th inning. The 2-2 pitch. That one swung on and hit back up the middle, so it's going to be another RBI, his 2nd of the game for Braden Johnson. So the Tarp Skunks adding a little bit of insurance. The score is now 10-6. As that'll now bring up Jake Kernoodle. Kernoodle 0 for 2 on the night with a walk. Grounded out 5-3 in the 1st. Struck out looking in the 4th. And walked and came around to score back in the 6th. Just an inning ago. So Kernoodle back up at the plate. Again, fans, the Pilots make the trip to McDonough Park tomorrow to face the Geneva Red Wings. 5:05 start time tomorrow. Little crosstown rivalry for you. Probably the closest of any two opponents, I would say. About only 25 minutes between the two teams as Kernoodle fouls that one off of the net. So Cam Kingsley getting ahead in the count now. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, no outs here. Kernoodle v. Kingsley. Only one can win. Braden Johnson over there on first. Has a little bit of a lead. That one swung on and popped up. This one going to be down the first base line. Kelly hauling it over there to get it. The runner's going to tag. And it looks like Kelly's down over there in right field. So we're going to take a break. We'll be right back as we are going to take a break here on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Newark Pilots YouTube channel. back here. Mitchell Kelly gets up on his own power. He's back out there in right field. Made a great play there in foul territory. The runner goes towards third. The throw. He's in there safely with a stolen base. Another stolen base for Braden Johnson. As that pitch was in there for a strike. Glad to see that Mitchell Kelly is okay over there. Oh and 1 the count. Skunks lead the Pilots 10-6. The pitch from Kingsley misses away, counts at 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. The 1-1 pitch taken at the knees for a strike from Kingsley. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. The 1-2 pitch swung and fouled off down the first base line. We'll do the 1-2 again. Matt Thompson will step back in. 0 for 2 on the night. Popped up to the first baseman in the first, grounded out 5-3 in the fourth, and walked and scored. That one hit on the line, and they're going to get Braden Johnson caught in a pickle in between third and home, and he's going to be out of the baseline. And the Pilots can't turn the double play, but score that one 5-2, 6-2 for the putout. So Thompson will reach on a fielder's choice, but the runner at third is put out and score that one 5-2, 6-2. And Johnson is put away. Thompson will advance to second, though, on the pickle. 2 outs now in the top of the 7th. Heads up play there from the third baseman, McReynolds, who threw it to Boatman. Tristan Head came over to make a play from short. Heads up baseball there from the Pilots. Could have just easily thrown that to first and let the runner score, but nope. Heads up play there from the Pilots. That one misses away, and Thompson's going to take third base on the pass ball from Gage Boatman. So Thompson on third, 2 outs here. Cam Kingsley looking to get out of the jam on the stolen base there from Thompson. 2 balls, no strikes, the count. Starting to cool down a bit here at the park. That one misses. So 3 straight balls to Cooper Monroe, who's over 3 on the night. Struck out swinging in the second and a pair of ground outs, 6-3 in both the 5th and the 6th. The 3-0 pitch, taken for a strike right down the middle, counts at 3-1. The 3-1 pitch in there for a strike. So Kingsley with 2 back-to-back called strikes after 3 straight balls. Count's now full at 3-2 with 2 outs. The 3-2 pitch swung on and missed. Cameron Kingsley gets out of the inning, heading to the bottom of the 7th. The Pilots trail the Tarp Skunks 10-6. I'm Kyle French. We'll be right back on NewarkPilots.tv and FingerLakes1Radio.com. As we are back here on Finger Lakes One Radio on the Newark Pilots YouTube channel, NewarkPilots.tv. I'm Kyle French, joined alongside Angelo Deere, pitcher from Emerson College, as Mitchell Kelly follows that one off. Angelo, great to have you back for another summer. What made you want to come back to good old Newark, New York? You just can't get enough of this place.
That's one way to put it, Kyle. No, I don't know. I had a really good summer last year. I met a couple of my best friends up here. Couple of my roommates I live with now. So, I had fun. And there's no better part of baseball than having fun, if you know what I mean, Kyle.
And there's definitely not a better place in the good old USA to play than Newark, New York.
It isn't. Just look at this view we got going on right now. It's a little chilly tonight, but clear skies. The lights are on. The fans are out. Nothing much better you can ask for.
And I was told to pass a message along to you from the comment section.
Oh, boy.
Mom Wendy wants you to say hello and call her. That's what I was told through the grapevine. I'm just saying, passing along the message.
Hi, Mom.
Talk to your mom, man. Come on.
Hey, Mom. How you doing? I will call you either later tonight or tomorrow morning, depending on what time we get out of here.
As the count's at 1-1, that one misses low. Counts now 2-1 to Mitchell Kelly, who's at the plate from SUNY Cortland. What's it like having four other teammates from Emerson on the team? I've mentioned it several times on the broadcast. You got four guys from the same school. Last year they had three asterisks next to you for four because you end up going there.
True.
With Logan Riley, Ty, and Chris and CeeLo. Now you. So what's it like having three other teammates on the team with you for summer ball?
Let's say, I mean, it's nice. It's nice having people coming in, guys you played an entire season with. I live with two of them, so it's nice having those guys there. No, it's fun. It's fun. We all live basically right next to each other in the house. So it's just like kind of natural. It feels like we're playing in season again, just in beautiful Newark, New York, as some may say.
Beautiful Newark, New York. What would you say, your favorite part has been so far this summer? I know we were at the lake the other day on the good old Hobart docks down there, but what is it, what's been your favorite part so far?
So far this summer? Definitely just getting to know the guys. We've been up here for a little less than a week, and it's just been fun getting to know a bunch of the new guys. Figuring out where they're from, hearing about their college stories, just kind of hanging out. Definitely there was a car show in downtown Geneva last night that we went to. That was pretty fun. Got to see a little bit of what downtown Geneva has to offer. So, it's been fun so far. Just excited that we finally get to play tonight and get rolling.
Yeah, certainly. As Kelly strikes out swinging there, that'll bring up Jack Polowitz. And Angelo, I got to ask you, who would you say your biggest rival is in the PGCBL? Is it Geneva? Is it Jamestown?
Boy.
Which team would you say would be the Pilots' biggest rival, or your personal team that you just don't get along with, don't like?
I don't really have a grudge against the team in the PGCBL. I would say based on last year, it would have to be either Batavia, and we didn't get along with Batavia too well. And
there was almost a brawl towards the end of one of the games last year.
That was very interesting.
That was caught towards the end of the broadcast before they turned it off. Post game.
And then definitely Geneva. Just being so close and playing them so many times. It's just they're always close games. They're always fun to be a part of. But yeah, definitely those two guys, I'd say, are the two teams that I was looking forward to playing this year the most for sure.
Well, I mean, you guys practically live in Geneva's back doorstep. You guys live on Hobart College
Yeah,
right there.
it's,
It's like
it's 5 minutes away from their field. We see them all the time just in town, so it's like that's probably the biggest one. And then just Batavia because of last year and all the stuff that happened. So
there's another strikeout there from Jack Polowitz. That'll bring up Justin DiMartino, the second DiMartino on the team. Who would you say your favorite new teammate from the Pilots this year would be that you've met? You know, who's one of the guys that you've really kind of clicked with since the get-go?
definitely Jack Arcamone.
University of Richmond commit.
Yep, just graduated high school, going to University of Richmond. He was really the first guy that me, Chris, CeeLo, and Briggs met when we got to the house. And, he's kind of tagged along, coming to games, coming to practice, just kind of hanging out with us, doing whatever we do. He's a super fun guy, super funny, very funny. And he's a stud. He's a really good ball player, but definitely him. And then, like, all the guys, I mean, they're all great people, all very funny, very lighthearted and loose. So it's a good group of guys this year. It's a really good group of guys.
That's great to hear. And final question I got for you. Who is the best broadcaster in the PGCBL?
Not Kyle French.
All right. Well, it's not me. So someone else out there, but
I'm kidding.
Angelo
I'm
failed
kidding.
the test.
I'm kidding. Chris Lowe.
Chris Lowe. Yeah,
Lowe's
you're
the
right.
best
You're right.
PGCBL
Chris Lowe.
broadcaster.
CeeLo will be doing some play-by-play commentary. I imagine we might see him tomorrow in good old Geneva, New York. I will be calling the game at McDonough tomorrow, 5:05 start time.
Be
So
there.
I'll be there. Be there or be square.
Pop out.
Whether
Show
you
some
make it to
support.
historic McDonough Park or you tune in here on the
base
live
hit.
stream,
There we
as that one's going
go.
to get hit out into left field. Base hit there for Justin
that's going to the
DiMartino. That one's
wall.
going to get all the way to
There
the
we go.
wall. That
Woohoo.
is going to be
All
a
right.
double for Justin DiMartino. So the Pilots with a 2-out double there. As that'll bring up Briggs Loveland now, your college teammate. Give me some insight on Briggs.
Oh, insight on Brigham. He is the nicest person you will ever meet in your entire life. Number one. He is a very hard-nosed worker. He works very hard. He actually stayed at my house for a little bit before we came up here. And we would go work out, and it was like he knew what he had to do. He did it. It was very professional about it for somebody who's actually going into his junior year, and he's just a baseball player, man. Just a baseball player. He does everything. He's good, but nobody knows he's good. He's just quiet about it. He's just a sneaky 2-for-3 guy. I mean, this year he had a walk-off grand slam when we were down by 3, and it was like 32 degrees outside. Lights were on. It was cold.
I do remember seeing the clip from that
Yeah,
game.
everybody just was like, let's just go home. It was 2 outs. It was 2 strikes. You're like, all right, this is done. And then next thing you know, Briggs just goes Yabo, walk-off grand slam, which was probably my favorite moment from this season. But, I mean, even off the field, he's just the nicest kid you'll meet.
And Briggs, not the biggest guy out there at 5'10". He made a great diving, leaping play over there at second earlier on in the game. It was like the 5th inning, robbed their catcher of – that's probably would have caught the gap, so it probably would have been an extra base hit. Looks like he, checks off all the boxes.
Yeah.
Done a good job hitting the ball, fielding the ball.
He's just, again, he's just a baseball player. Like, I mean, I saw the play happen, and I was like, that's just Briggs. Like that, like he just makes those types of plays, and it's just – you see it happen every single day. You're kind of immune to like how great it is, but when you take a step back, he's definitely one of my favorite teammates I've ever played with, and probably one of the better second basemen I've ever played with. So nothing bad to say about Brigham Loveland. Nothing bad to say at all.
So there's your insight on Briggs Loveland, as Angelo Deer, Emerson College insider. I guess we can call him that.
Anonymous tip.
Counts at 3-1. That one misses away. So Briggs
Oh boy.
draws a walk, and once again, the Pilots with 2 outs, looking to work with some magic.
All right, Gage.
And this is another guy you know really well. That'll bring up Gage Boltman, your former teammate last year.
Yep, Gage
From the Pilots. You, CeeLo, and Gage, the 3 returning players, and from last season, and we have Frankie DiMartino from the 2021 season. So these guys love Newark. They're back again.
There's something about there's something in the air up here, man. I don't know what it is. It's the middle of farm country New York with a beautiful ballpark, great people and some half decent Chinese food, and it just keeps bringing people back.
Half
Keeps
decent
bringing
Chinese
people
food. I love
back.
that.
Oh,
As Boatman's going to pop that one up into left field, not quite left field. The shortstop underneath it to make the play.
you got to score
3
something.
outs. Yep, we got to score some and rally. Heading to the top of the 8th inning. As always, Angelo, it's a pleasure. Thanks for coming up here in the broadcast booth.
Appreciate
We're heading to
you,
the
pal.
top of the 8th. The Tarp Skunks lead the Pilots 10-6 on NewarkPilots.tv
Hi, Mom. I'll call you later. I love you.
and FingerLakes1Radio.com. Love you, Mom. As we are back here at Colburn Park, Landon White from Ithaca College, part of the Bombers baseball club, will step in. First pitch swinging for a strike. Tarp Skunks lead the Pilots 10-6 here in the top of the 8th inning. Little pop up to the shortstop for Gage Boatman to end the inning. I just had Angelo Deere up here. Always a pleasure chatting with him. That one popped up by Tommy Guggens to the second baseman Briggs Loveland to make the play in shallow right center field. So one gone. Landon White, one pitch, one out for the Pilots. That'll bring up the right fielder, number 23, Drew Garth. And in the 5th and 6th innings, he doubled with an RBI and came around to score in both innings. So 2 doubles and 2 RBI. 2 runs scored for number 23, Drew Garth. First pitch from White. Misses away, counts at 1-0.
Now batting right fielder number 23, Drew Garth.
Pilots looking to come back in this one. As for Landon White, big 6'6" righty from Wallingford, Connecticut. Sophomore. 6'6". That one just misses inside. So 3 straight balls to Drew Garth, the right fielder. 1 gone here in the top of the 8th inning. Pilots trail by 4, 10-6. As a 4-pitch walk for Drew Garth. We'll put him on first base. That'll bring up the catcher, number 17, Henry Juan. And Juan, a lot like Garth in the 5th and 6th innings, instead of a double and an RBI, he singled with an RBI in both the 5th and 6th innings. So 2 for 3 on the night. Flew out to Paulie Goodness in left field in the 3rd inning. So the first pitch from White, taken for a strike. Counts at 0-1 now. As that one misses as well. Counts now 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. As Henry Juan, the catcher, will step back in. The 1-1 pitch swung on and fouled into the net. Counts at 1-2 now. Juan from Big Flats, New York, a sophomore at Williams College, 5'10", 210 pounds, righty. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The righty matchup from White. That one swung on and fouled. A laser into the parking lot here at Colburn Park. We'll do the 1-2 yet again. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here. The Tarp Skunks with 11 hits. That one just misses. And you could tell Juan wanted to go around on that one. That'll move the count to 2-2. Just held off at the last second there. Great off-speed pitch from White. A lot of movement on that breaking ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here. The 2-2 pitch runner goes. That one hit into right field. Vanzalata into foul territory, dives, and can't make the play. Good hustle there from Frankie Vanzalata, SUNY Brockport. So we're bouncing all around the SUNY schools. We've got SUNY Cortland, SUNY Brockport, Alfred State. Bunch of SUNY schools. FLCC is the SUNY school. Paulie Goodness and Ian Goodness both attend. That one hit foul. Counts at 2-2. To Henry Juan. We'll step back in. Long AB here. We'll see who wins the battle. Throw over there. We'll keep the runner close at first. As that's Drew Garth over there at first base. Two pitch just misses outside. That'll push the count full 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here. The 3-2 pitch swung on and fouled off. So we'll come back again. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Landon White from Ithaca College on the mound. The 3-2 pitch swung on and hit. That one's going to get in between the gap between third and short. Garth is going to round second and head to third, and he will advance to third on the 1-out single from Henry Juan, his 3rd single of the game. And that'll now bring up Evan Fregella, the designated hitter, 0 for 2 on the night and walked in the 6th. So Garth advances to third. Fregella at the plate. Pilots just looking to get out of trouble here. Keep that lead at 4 and slowly trim away going into the final innings. Little bunt attempt there. Squeeze. White's going to field it and step on first himself, but the run will score. So it's a sacrifice bunt.
Runner advances to second, but it out does count, bringing us to the top of the order, the left fielder, number 6.
So it'll be a sacrifice bunt. And the run will score. So Jamestown now leads 11-6 here on opening day at Colburn Park. Two outs here. That pitch swung on, heater from White, blew right by him. Runner on second base. Two outs here. So the score is 11-6 in the top of the 8th inning. That one in there for a strike. So 2 quick strikes from Landon White. Count now 0-2. Pilots trail by 5. The 0-2 pitch from White. Just misses outside. Boatman was ready to pack it up and head back to the Pilots dugout. Not so fast. The count's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. The 1-2 pitch swung on and hit. That one hit out into deep left field. Paulie Goodness underneath it at the warning track makes the grab for the 3rd out of the inning, but not before the Tarp Skunks put up one more. They lead the Pilots by 5, 11-6, heading to the bottom of the 8th inning. It will be Harris McReynolds up for the Pilots. I'm Kyle French. We'll be right back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Newark Pilots YouTube channel. We are back here at Colburn Park for the bottom of the 8th inning. It'll be Harris McReynolds up to the plate for the Newark Pilots. And the Pilots trail the Tarp Skunks 11-6 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Harris McReynolds will step in from Northeast Mississippi Community College. That one misses away. Count at 1-0. McReynolds playing third base tonight for the Pilots, as he will step up to the plate. The 1-0 pitch taken for a strike. Counts at 1-1 now for Harris McReynolds. 0 for 2 technically on the night, but reached base on an E4 and an E6, and then in the 6th inning reached on a walk. So he's been on base in all three of his plate appearances. That one taken for a strike. The breaking ball drops in. Looked like a slider-ish, maybe a slurve. One ball, 2 strikes, no outs. The pitch. That one swung on and hit. A little dribbler. That one's going to bounce. Pitcher's going to field it. Underhand flip. 1-3 put out there
Up next,
for the pitcher.
New York, left fielder, number 2, Ollie Goodness.
And that'll now bring up Paulie Goodness from Finger Lakes Community College, the left fielder. Singled in the third inning, flew out to center in the fourth, and reached on a fielder's choice with an RBI in the sixth. So Paulie will step in. Local kid from Palmyra, New York, only about 10 minutes away, right down Route 31 in good old here, Newark, New York. First pitch misses low in the dirt for a ball. Counts at 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes. And if you're a regular listener here on Finger Lakes One, Paulie Goodness and his brother Ian Goodness were members of the high school basketball team as well at Palmyra Macedon. So if you've listened to Finger Lakes One on Mixler here with us, then you know that the Goodness brothers were 2 very good, talented basketball players. So all-around athletes, and both will be members of the FLCC baseball team next season. So the 1-1 pitch, that one swung on and hit foul down the first baseline. Counts at 1-2 now. Always great to see the local kids played for the Newark Pilots. Kyle Wood was a member of the team the past 2 seasons. Plays at OCC. Not with the team this season. Counts at 2-2. That one misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Pilots just looking for a rally by any means. Top of the order awaits on deck with Frankie DiMartino. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. In there, strike 3. Goodness can't believe it.
Up next, we go to the top fielder.
2 gone here. So strikeout looking, as that'll now bring up Frankie DiMartino for the Pilots. As DiMartino will step in from Hofstra University. Ready on lefty matchup. DiMartino out of the right side of the batter's box for the Pilots. As for DiMartino, struck out in the first and fourth innings, grounded into a 4-6-3 double play in the third, and his last AB hit an RBI triple. That one hit grounder to the third baseman who fields it. 5-3 ground out. The Pilots go down 1-2-3 in the bottom half of the 8th. We're headed at the top of the 9th. Tarp Skunks lead 11-6. We'll be right back on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Newark Pilots YouTube channel. Back here on Finger Lakes One Radio and the Newark Pilots YouTube channel. To the top of the 9th we go. The Tarp Skunks lead the Pilots 11-6 in the final inning of play here. Landon White back out for his second inning of work with the Pilots. Tarp Skunks have scored in the last 5 consecutive innings, putting up 1 run in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 5 in the 6th, and a run in each of the 7th and 8th innings. So that'll bring up Grady Mee. He's 3 for 4 on the night with a single, double, and a triple. So he's a home run shy of the cycle here on opening day at Colburn Park. 2 balls, no strikes, no outs here. Landon White comes set. The 2-0 pitch misses low. Counts at 3-0 now. So 3 balls, no strikes. Landon White, product of Ithaca College out of the Empire 8. Plenty of local guys for the Pilots. So 3 balls, no strikes. The 3-0 pitch, that one looked like it hit him, and it did. So Grady Mee heading to first base on the hit by pitch. And that'll now bring up Braden Johnson, the center fielder. And Johnson walked in the first inning, grounded out 4-3 with an RBI in the fourth, walked and scored in the sixth. And in the seventh inning, singled with an RBI, but was out on that weird, funky 5-2, 6-2 play. Some heads-up baseball play there. Heads-up baseball play there from Harris McReynolds at third. Caught Braden Johnson in a pickle back in the seventh inning. So first pitch in there for a strike taken by White. Standing on the elevated mound, White stands at 6'6" when he's not on the mound. It looks like he's about 8 feet tall. So we have a real-life Goliath on the Newark Pilots this summer. Wow. Makes me look like a hobbit. So 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. As White from the stretch. Grady Mee on first. 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Big cut there from Braden Johnson. Nonetheless, no contact. So 1-2 as White gets ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs here. Grady Mee over there on first. The runner goes. Strike 3, the call, the throw down. He'll be in there with a stolen base. But Braden Johnson does go down with a strikeout. And that'll bring up Jake Kernoodle. Stolen base there for Grady Mee. But that'll bring up Jake Kernoodle. And Kernoodle grounded out 5-3 in the first. Struck out looking in the fourth. Walked and scored in the sixth. And flew out in foul territory just an inning ago. Or 2 innings ago in the seventh inning. So Kernoodle back up at the plate. That one misses for a ball. Counts at 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning. 11-6 your score. Tarp Skunks lead the Pilots here on opening day. Runner goes towards third. The throw from Boatman, another stolen base for Grady Mee. Pitch was a ball, was a strike. Count is at 1-1. So another stolen base for this Tarp Skunks team. Only 1 out here. As the count's at 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. The 2-1 pitch swung on and hit foul. That'll move the count to 2-2 now. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. To Jake Kernoodle, the third baseman from Charlotte, North Carolina, Princeton University in the Ivy League. So certainly has to be one smart cookie to be in the Ivy League. As that one misses, and that one's going to get by Boatman, a pass ball, and another run will score. So the Tarp Skunks now have a 6-run lead here and have scored the last 6 innings. So pass ball will be the call on that one. And the Tarp Skunks now lead 12-6. Counts now full as well at 3-2. Only 1 out thus far in this inning. That one misses, and it's a ball. So a walk. Kernoodle will head to first, and that'll bring up the extra hitter, number 20, Matt Thompson. So Kernoodle walks. Tarp Skunks extend their lead here in the top of the 9th, and it's not looking too great for your Pilots. So 12-6 the score here in the top of the 9th. Landon White on the mound from Ithaca College. First pitch to Thompson. Swung on a miss. Big cut there from Thompson. Counts at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out here. Top of the 9th inning. And it's been a beautiful day for baseball, to say the least, here at Colburn Park. And just a reminder, once again, the Pilots will be on the road to face the Geneva Red Wings tomorrow at McDonough Park in Geneva, New York. Sunday game, so 5:05 first pitch start time. As that one swung on a miss as well. Thompson falls behind in the count, 0-2. And you can listen to that game right here on the Newark Pilots YouTube channel and FingerLakes1Radio.com as strike 3 called on Thompson. Struck out swinging, and that'll bring up Cooper Monroe, the first baseman, number 27. Struck out swinging in the second, grounded out 6-3 in both the 5th and 6th, and struck out swinging in the 7th. So 0 for 4 thus far on the night. That pitch in there for a strike. Taken. Counts at 0-1. 2 outs here. Top of the 9th. We'll see if the Pilots have a 6-run rally in them. Put our rally caps on at home. That one in there for a strike as well. Breaking ball drops in there. So 2 back-to-back strikes from Landon White. That one taken as well. So 0-2 the count to Cooper Monroe, looking at the golden sombrero here. The 0-2 pitch, swung on and lined back up the middle. That one's going to get in the outfield for a single. So 2-out single for the Tarp Skunks. Kernoodle will stay at second. As that'll bring up Tommy Googans, the shortstop, number 11. 2 for 4 on the night. Singled in the 5th and scored, and doubled in the 6th and had 3 RBIs. Also came around to score. And we'll face the Tarp Skunks again on Monday right here at Colburn Park.
Also, just a reminder at the end of this game, there is fireworks, so stick around.
And there will be fireworks here at Colburn Park. So we'll leave the live stream on for that. We'll see some beautiful fireworks in center field following the game. For those of you that want to stick around in the live stream, once it's all said and over. Tommy Guggen steps in. First pitch to him. Whoa, that one comes inside and almost nails him. That'll be a ball. Counts 1-0. No action whatsoever in the Pilots' pen. White. Unless there's a 6-run rally in the Pilots' sleeve, looks like this White will be the last pitcher for the Pilots. That one misses as well. Counts at 2-0. Runners on first and second. As you've got Cooper Monroe, number 27 at first, and Jake Kernoodle, the third baseman, number 15 at second. The 2-0 pitch misses. Throw back over there to first as he slides back in safely. And I believe that was a ball. Counts at 3-0. Tommy Googans will step back in. 3 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. The 3-0 pitch in there for a strike. Googans down 3-0 in the count. Had the red light. We'll see if he has the green light here on 3-1. The 3-1 pitch from White. Swung on and missed. Big cut there from Googans. The count's now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 9th inning to number 11, Tommy Googans. Landon White, number 41. That one swung on and popped up. Ferrara doesn't have enough room there as that one goes out of play. So we'll do the 3-2 again. 10:20 p.m. here on the East Coast for those of you watching that aren't on the East Coast. Getting kind of late here. Jamestown leads 12-6 in the top of the 9th inning. The pitch swung on and hit. That one's going to get over head at short there. That will score 1. And that'll be a double. So an RBI double there for Tommy Googans. As that'll bring up Drew Garth, the right fielder, number 23.
Brings up the right fielder, number 23, Drew Garth.
So Drew Garth comes up to the plate, and Jamestown scores yet another run. They now lead 13-6. As head coach Daniel Steve's going to come out and chat with his pitcher, Landon White. Pilots looking just to get into tomorrow without using too many arms. First game, though, still a feeling out process, seeing which guys play well with others, which lineups click well together. The whole summer, honestly, is a feeling out process. I mean, you meet 30 to 40 new guys, and you have 2 months to, see where everyone fits in, who plays well, where to plug them in, what positions they play. And just by the time you feel like you're comfortable with that lineup or you're comfortable in that place, the summer's over and these guys are heading back to their university ball. So baseball all year round for these guys, pretty much. You got fall ball, for some guys winter ball, and then you've got the spring ball, and then obviously there's summer ball. So some of these guys play baseball all year round. That one swung on and fouled off for the first pitch of the AB. Counts at 0-1. That one line to Tristan Head, a leaping grab to end the inning. But Jamestown puts up 2 more, heading to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Pilots trail the Tarp Skunks by 7, 13-6. I'm Kyle French. We'll be right back on the Newark Pilots YouTube channel and FingerLakes1Radio.com. As we're back here at Colburn Park, it'll be Tristan Head, the University of Virginia commit, leading things off for the Pilots. In the bottom of the 9th, Pilots trail the Tarp Skunks 13-6, and the Pilots need a rally, and a big one at that, as Head will step up. That one hit to the third baseman, who scoops it up, throws over to first. 5-3, the putout. One gone here in the 9th. As that'll now bring up Chris Ferrara, the first baseman from Emerson College, as he'll step in. With one gone here Tony DeLawrence from Schwenksville, Pennsylvania, and Barton College, freshman, lefty. First pitch misses for a ball. Counts at 1-0 to Chris Farrar. 0 for 3 on the night with a hit by pitch. Second pitch to Farrar misses for a ball. Counts at 2-0. As Farrar up from Emerson College. 2-0 pitch swung on and popped up. That one foul into the Pilots' stands. Counts at 2-1 now. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here. Colburn Park. 10:25 on the East Coast. Post-game fireworks to follow the game. And it's still Chris Ferrara from Emerson College up at the plate for the Pilots. That one swung on and popped up into the Pilots' dugout there, and everyone jumping out of the way. That'll even the count up at 2-2 now. So back-to-back foul balls for Chris Ferrara, number 24, product of Emerson College. Shout out to Logan Riley, sent me a message during the game. Also plays at Emerson College and was a teammate of these guys last year alongside Ty Morgan, no longer with us with the Pilots this summer. The 2-2 pitch misses low, counts at 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The 3-2 pitch misses low in the dirt. Ball 4. So Chris will head to first, and that'll bring up Frank Vanzalata.
Number 3, Frankie Vanzalata.
Vanzalata from SUNY Brockport. As Frankie Vanzalata from SUNY Brockport will come up to the plate for the Pilots. First pitch, low in the dirt. That one's going to stay in front. Ferrara's going to head towards second. And he is out by a mile. Pilots not happy with the call, but looked like Ferrara was out by a mile there. So 2 outs now. First pitch was a ball. Caught stealing there was Chris Ferrara. As Vanzalata will step back in. The pitch swung on and fouled off. Counts at 1-1 now. Vanzalata listed as an outfielder from Dutchess County, New York. 5'9" junior, lefty. Number 3 for the Pilots. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. That one near the helmet area. Misses. Counts at 2-1 now. 2 quick outs for Tony DeLawrence. 1 ground out and a caught stealing. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. The 2-1 pitch. That one swung on and fouled into the glove. 2-2 the count. As Vanzalata will step back in. Jack Paulowitz on deck for the Pilots. If Vanzalata can find his way on base. Pilots still trail by 7. That one just misses outside. Count at 3-2. Tarp Skunks were heading off the field for that one. They thought they had just won the game. That one swung on and hit to the second baseman who fields it, flips on to first, and the ball game's over. So on opening day, the Jamestown Tarp Skunks beat the Newark Pilots 13-6. Final lines for the Tarp Skunks, 13 runs on 14 hits, 4 errors. And for the Pilots, 6 runs on 8 hits, no errors for the Pilots. Again, the Pilots will be on the road tomorrow, but I will be calling the game on both YouTube and Finger Lakes One Radio. It will be right there at Geneva. So first pitch at 5:05. Tune in right here on NewarkPilots.tv. Pilots will look to get back into the win column for the first time of the season tomorrow. As always, I'm Kyle French. It's been a pleasure tonight. For those of you watching the live stream, we will keep it up so you guys can see some of the post-game fireworks. We'll see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.